Okay, it is Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. We'll call a meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning and morning.
Minutes and reports received and filed? None? Okay. Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings.
Pretty slow. We got Thanksgiving. We got a couple football games this weekend. Elias plays Friday night. Blair Oaks is playing Saturday, so good luck to both those teams.
Yeah.
That's about it till our next meeting, so.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Do we have our policy group call today, John?
Yes,
Since we're not, okay, just checking.
as far as you know.
Yeah, and then Friday is Black Friday, Saturday, Small Business Saturday, so shop local. It's a paid political. Commission comments? Bids and contracts. Signing of the 2020 Bulletproof Vest Grant Award.
This is a bulletproof grant that we get every year. It's for 35 vests. Open to you can sign right there somewhere. There's 35 vests for $28,000.
Okay, we got a grant for it.
Yes.
You want to see it?
I'm good with it.
Chris, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So, we'll make a motion, we sign the 2020 Bulletproof Vest Grant Award.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Bid award for 2020-32 Uniform Sheriff's Department.
For 2020-32, the Sheriff's Department uniforms, we had one vendor bid on it. It was Leon's Uniform Company. The Sheriff's Department have used them in the past, but off of a co-op agreement, and they were satisfied with the products and the pricing. So our recommendation is to award them Leon's Uniform Company.
So are we using the bid or are we using the co-op?
Bid. They're not doing a
They're not doing co-op anymore.
Yeah.
That's why we went out to bid.
Did you hear that, Chris?
I did, yeah.
How was it compared to the co-op? Same?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just curious.
And I do have a contract too that we can sign.
It's just a 1-year contract? Is it got a
It's a
renewal or,
Yeah, it's a 1 year with 2 additional renewals.
and what's the price increase on the renewals?
5%. They can go up 5% per year.
I'm fine with it. I don't have
Okay,
any-
Yeah,
just always concerning when we only have one vendor and we get locked in with one vendor. And I realize they're doing a good job, but, it's kinda, they're holding all the cards. I'm good with moving forward.
yeah, me too.
All right, let's see, make a motion, we award the bid for the 2020-32 uniforms Sheriff Department to Leon Uniform Company
And then I have the contract too.
and sign the contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright,
Is that all right,
Okay.
doing a motion like that? Got them both in the
Okay.
same one?
Yeah,
Huh?
Make sure it's all right, we got them both in the same one like that?
I would think so. You got both of them, award bid and signed contract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wrote that.
I don't know where Jill is, but yeah.
okay. Do we have any unfinished business? New business, accounts payable review.
Yeah, no,
Don't have
not
any.
any.
Nothing?
She had that one credit card thing. It's all right. Next week is good.
Next week? Okay.
She not here? Oh, well then.
Oh, okay, CARES Act funding.
Julie, I will turn that over to you.
Everybody,
Morning.
Morning.
happy almost Thanksgiving, everyone. So, we will get started. Just a couple things before we get into the funding recommendations. Excuse me, I just wanted to let you all know. So right now, we are at about $250,000 in terms of the time spent on our contract of $285,000. So that leaves roughly about, I'm gonna say about 200 hours, which over the next six to 8 weeks, I think will be okay. We still need to do subrecipient monitoring with that time frame. And I know, we'll be pushing out quite a few items. So, right now, all is well, and we'll just keep you posted as we go through the process. Does anybody have any questions on that?
How long will the monitoring last, and what kind of hours do you think that might take?
So our goal is probably to start and finish everything and close out by the end of January. So we will, it will really depend on kind of how much time we have focused on the applications in terms of we need to obviously get that in and done first. We're spending roughly about 40 hours a week just in the general application phase. So, our goal will be to kind of transition probably to maybe 20 hours a week on the applications and then 20 hours a week on the subrecipient monitoring. And then with the holidays, our goal is to finish up, as soon into January as we can, just so we can get everything buttoned up and have all the reporting done. So that's our game plan, but obviously the applications and getting them unspent is going to supersede anything we're doing on the monitoring.
Thank you.
So with that, you'll notice we do have phase 4 methodology. We did put out the press release this last week. Once we get back from the Thanksgiving holiday, we'll go through kind of all the applications we have at that point. And then our recommendation would be to go ahead and put out a final press release saying that the application phase is closed, so that any remaining items we can determine will be spent internally through the county, so that we have enough time again to react and get everything processed. But I believe Teresa's got, she's gotten quite a few applications that have come in over the last week. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to her.
So after the commissioner meeting on Thursday, we sent out an email letting people that have already applied for certain buckets of money that there was some more available out there. And we did get a nice response, as you can see on the funding recommendations. I don't know what of this you would want to approve and what do you want to wait until the end of the month, because we gave everybody until November 30 to submit an application if they wanted to request any of those additional funds, and those small businesses and not-for-profit to apply from those earlier phases. So I'll just kind of go through these, and if you want to stop me and approve something, but I'm just gonna head through them. I'll probably go a little slower through the internal ones since I'm assuming you'll want to approve those, but I'll just show you what we've gotten so far. So the A4060, this is for those payroll costs from Jefferson City. This is what was not approved that first time around, so it was the 9 and so odd million minus what did get approved. So they just resubmitted a new application with those those monies so that they could get reimbursement in that $300,000 bucket. We had an application 04066. This was for Cole County Fire Protection District. So not necessarily a city, but still kind of a municipality / government. So I went ahead and put it up here. This was for, I think it was 33 mobile and digital scanners and then 3 radios for their overall operations and things like that, so that they could respond to those COVID calls a little better and make sure that multiple areas, multiple people weren't responding to those. So more of a kind of a communication improvements there. So that's all we had for the municipalities. We did get a good turnout from the public schools. I think we're only missing one that hasn't responded yet. I'm not sure if they were going to or not. Again, the first one is that same one that's been on the list for Jefferson City Public Schools. I went ahead and lowered their eligible cost to that $300,000 maximum. We did get one from, I believe this is R1, for some miscellaneous things. They asked for some additional Chromebooks, some webcams, some electrostatic sprayers and supplies, some kind of screen Castify subscription that helps with I think it was the teachers, how they were doing lessons and things like that. Some Wi-Fi, Kajit Wi-Fi that they could send out with the kids that didn't necessarily have good Wi-Fi. And then they also requested some payroll for those substitute teachers that were coming in when they did have a quarantine situation or a teacher that couldn't come in because of COVID. So I wasn't sure if that was something you guys were looking to approve, but I went ahead and put it on there. And then the last one we had, I believe this is R5, they asked for some additional Chromebooks. Nothing new there. I think they didn't quite have enough at this moment, so this would be to purchase additional Chromebooks. We haven't heard anything from the private schools just yet. And then these are going to be your internal ones. So DO503, between the difference between that CARES mailing box that we approved, I believe it was last week. I saw the emails going back and forth. It looked like everybody was okay with that, but I just wanted to go ahead and put that onto the funding recommendation so we could formally approve that increase in price. DO314, this is for EMS, I believe. This has been brought forward to you. Some innovation video laryngoscopes for that innovating those COVID patients. Same thing with the 0315. This is some oxygen tank refillers so they could refill them, I believe, in the ambulances. And then moving on to the sheriff, this is DO404. These were some video visitation terminals for the attorneys to visit their clients at the jail. And then DO405, these were some kind of specialized masks for prisoners that the Sheriff's Department asked for. And then we have a couple other ones. D1007, this is that video conferencing equipment for the commissioner meetings. I believe you're aware of this one as well. D1008, this is some phone system changes so that you could use your mobile phone as your office phone, just again to make it easier for people to work from home. And then we had this one I know you guys have been aware of. This is that asset management software for public works so that they can do that remote scheduling so that they're not meeting in that big group setting. They have iPads and other things like that so they can get that work sent to them remotely. You will see that, excuse me, the request and the eligible costs. There's about a $20,000 difference there. That's just because the annual subscription, I believe it starts in December, so we gave them 1 month of expenses there. And then finally, the emergency management also asked for some video conferencing equipment for some other entities in Cole County so that they all could work together, I believe, and make sure that they could talk to each other for the EOC and other things like that. So again, same thing there with the request versus the eligible cost. The difference there is just the annual fee being prorated for 2 months for November and December, I believe. So with that, I'll stop right there and let you ask any questions about those internal applications.
No, I'd be okay with approving the internal one. Schools, I'd like to wait and see if we get any more applications by the 30th. But kind of up to you guys.
To be the devil's advocate, this is some of the stuff that, and it was my fault, because I didn't realize, stupid microphone. I mean, hey, hi there. But anyway, I didn't realize that you wanted us to present before we put in the CARES Act. I understand the reasoning for it. I just didn't realize that's what you wanted us to do. So technically, I haven't came to you guys. I think I've spoken with each of you about the virtual EOC. I think I've talked to you about the video visitation and the mask and all that stuff, but I don't think we did it formally. So I can get on the agenda next Tuesday if you would like. I'm okay with that. And then we can go forward
You
from
haven't
there.
bought it yet, though. I mean, that was just why we were
The
telling
masks
y'all
we
to come
have
up here
purchased.
before.
I had to have the masks, so
No.
we bought them.
No.
So, and we can pay that out of my.
I think the main thing
funds.
was so you didn't go buy it, and we say, no, we don't want to do it.
Oh, I understand. I understand the
well,
reasoning. I just didn't realize that's all me.
So the
That's all
mask
me.
you had to have, so, yeah.
And we
It's
really
no big
weren't
deal.
sure on the EOC stuff, if it should be an internal application or if it should be a municipality, since it's helping multiple agencies. We were kind of up in the air whether that one was actually internal or not internal.
And that's why Sierra actually is the one that put in for, because it's 13 different entities that would allow a virtual, from when we open EOC, we would allow a virtual EOC.
So where's the money coming from that's not eligible for reimbursement through the CARES?
I don't know what they were talking about. I haven't looked at it. And who's it, Teresa? Teresa, I'm not sure what you were talking about on the,
On the last one, Teresa, I think you said it
On
was
DO 4068, the video conferencing equipment, we got about $3,000 difference. And then the
Yeah,
one above it
the
actually
one
too
that-
for public works.
The Webex subscription was for 12 months, and they were starting in October, I believe. October 6th was so I gave them 2 months of that Webex subscription.
Same with the one for public works, and
Well-
who's gonna be paying that
Correct.
stuff?
well, and my question, you can't buy 2 months of WebEx. Are you talking about the WebEx?
Right.
You buy
Yeah, I
a
know you
license,
can't buy
you
2 months of
can't-
Webex,
so I don't-
but
No, they're just
the
reimbursing
CARES
for
Act
2.
expenses could only be through 12/30.
They're reimbursing for 2 of the 12 months that we're having to purchase up front.
All right.
So if
well,
you gotta buy a year subscription to it, then they're only gonna reimburse for 2/12 of it,
Okay.
so.
So does it, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic, so does that mean if we buy equipment this year with CARES grant that we can't use it past December? I mean, I don't understand the reasoning. I mean, I could understand if it was a 3-year warranty that we were purchasing and they said no to the 3-year warranty, I get that. But if I buy a piece of equipment, for instance, and it's got a 1-year manufactured warranty, does that mean that they want us to try to break that out? So I'm not following, so, and I apologize.
Well, I'm with you on that. If you have to buy a 1-year subscription, you have to buy a 1-year subscription. You should be able to get reimbursed for it, but I'm gonna leave that up to BKD to fight that one out.
Oh, and if that's what they
So-
say, I get it, I mean, it makes no sense to me. but-
Yeah, you don't have the option of buying 2 months.
Yeah, we'll just have to make sure that we put out to everybody that, we think we just take that off and just tell everyone they have to get their WebEx. Because it's really not gonna be good to say, here's $200, or here's 50.
Well, we can get reimbursed for the 2 months of it, and then the difference on it, split it up between the other ones, and
But it's $53. I'm not sure $53 or something is really gonna be all that beneficial. Whether it's for a WebEx.
so the
It's
$53 you mean.
$400 for a year, so you're talking, yeah, you're talking a very small amount, so I don't know if,
But isn't that up to 3,000?
Yeah, it's gotta be more than that.
well, and that's what I'm saying. Well, the whole project is, but just for the the WebEx alone, I don't know if it's worth,
So 14 entities, that'd be 214 and some change each that day.
Yeah, I think the WebEx was 248 per entity, I think is what was on the application.
right, what we asked for. And if you annualize that for the 2 months, how much is that gonna be?
$20 and some change a month, so.
It might be just better off if we take the WebEx off of it and just tell each entity they have to provide their own license for WebEx.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you do that as of 1/1, since we're already getting 2 months or 3 months of it? You can just tell them as of 1/1, you have to get your own WebEx.
You can't buy 2 months of WebEx.
Oh.
No, you have to
sorry.
buy a year.
Yeah,
You gotta buy the
You
whole.
buy the
Can you
year.
cancel it?
yeah. So that's why I say, we go ahead and go forward with the project. I think it's a great project.
Yeah,
But I think what we do is we just take the WebEx portion off of it, which lowers the amount of money that we're asking for. But then we can just tell each entity, we're gonna do this and this for you, but in order for you to be able to connect, you have to buy a WebEx.
sure.
Yeah.
Is that all right, ma'am?
Teresa, can we minus that off of there and ask the
Yeah,
commission?
that's, I'm doing the math now.
All right.
Let's hear it.
And each entity afford to pay their own, or?
I would, if I was a bet man, I'm not because I lose a lot when I bet. I would say that probably the majority of these entities already have it, one license for WebEx. And the other important thing to remember, if I open it or if somebody else does, they're the ones that have to have the license. Anybody can join, but to host it, you have to have the license.
So for the application, the WebEx license are $232 for 14 entities, that's $3,248.56. So that would make the total that you would want to approve today $56,098 instead of $56,445.
Okay, so then the one above that for Public Works, where we got $20,000 difference.
To just not include any of the subscription.
I think it's a subscription-based product, isn't it?
Are we
Yeah,
still
the
talking-
majority of that is, I think it was a $22,000, yeah, $22,167 was the annual subscription, and they gave us a start date of December 1 on that.
For the Public Works stuff.
For the public works stuff, yeah.
Okay. So then we're gonna have to have that in the budget for next year to keep doing that.
I think Eric had said that that was something that was pretty important to him, and that was something that he really thought could help them schedule and plan and get projects done in a more timely fashion.
Yeah, he did say that. But then I think we were gonna talk about that during budget time, and so
Right.
I guess basically we're gonna get it a little ahead of schedule, but it's taken care of for 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, if we wait and discuss it at budget and then put it in next year's budget, it's gonna cost us a lot more. So we're better to do it this way, really, Jeff.
If you're gonna do it, for sure, yeah. I don't disagree with that. I'm saying we're gonna plan on doing, it's gonna be another 24,000 a year or whatever, so
Instead of there.
plan on doing that for 2021 and if I'm moving on with it.
I'm good with all the internal.
Yeah,
What's the phone system change to allow use of mobile phone as office phone?
That's what I brought the application to you last week
That-
from CenturyLink.
Right.
that Brian had, yeah.
So what we come across is that The bulk of the employees that are working from home, we don't have the type of licensing it takes to actually turn their phone into their office phone. And then also, we're having trouble right now, still having trouble with our long distance codes being attached to those. So, in order for, and I can't tell you how many people are working from home off the top of my head from the courts, but it's a lot. And so they're really at a disadvantage. They can't process payments or different things like that because they don't have the use of their office phone. And so this licensing will take care of that from now on, so.
Yeah, the state's doing a lot back when we were working on the bicentennial across the river. You'd call DNR and a young lady would answer the phone and DNR, and so I'd say, can you, and she was working from home. Everybody she was trying to put you in touch with was working remotely too.
Yeah. This literally
So-
turns your mobile device into your office phone. It's just
Yeah.
like you're sitting at your desk.
Yeah.
So. It's severely needed especially for the courts.
Well, depending on what happens, I mean, that could be something we're doing here and.
Right. Yeah, we're doing some of that here, but
Yeah.
I see it a lot right now at the courts. So.
Does it hide their number then when they're calling out or doing stuff?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Does it hide their number?
Yeah, so like within the phone system, we have it programmed basically to mask it as like the main court's number.
I need to talk to you about doing that.
Except for you, sir. That wouldn't work for you.
Okay, all right. I was curious about what, because I can use mine as an office phone too. I don't have to do anything with it.
Right.
I can process payments on it too.
Yeah, and
I don't have to do
actually,
anything to it besides have a little.
But you
plug-in
might, you
thing
might
do
want
it.
to put that so that when somebody calls you at 634, what are you, 114 or, oh. Write that down.
It goes right to
Complaints?
my computer, so I mean,
Yeah.
I get the messages, so
Yeah,
it's not a big deal, so.
so anyway,
Okay.
that's what that is. And that's something we can implement next week.
yeah.
Okay. So then what are we gonna have to do with it for next year?
I'd have to go back and look, but I think that's a part of, so the licensing was, we'd already purchased that with our main phone system. I think mostly this is just labor and getting the virtual gateway set up and stuff like that, so. So there shouldn't be any additional recurring costs. I have to look at my documentation, to be sure.
And we'll hope that after the vaccine and everybody's, well and healthy and
Right.
we'll all be back here working.
So are these state employees? So the state should be paying for this?
Well, no, I mean, over there.
Well, these are county-provided phones, and we provide all of the infrastructure for them to work, except for the OSCA network.
So we can use their offices then if they're not there?
Yeah, that's a bigger conversation than I'm willing to have. So.
Well, if we're gonna pay for them to work from home, then now we got room for another courtroom over there. It opens up some room, right?
Let me get my gavel here.
I'm not opposed to working from home. It
Okay.
means it seems to be working out for some people, so. All right, I'm fine with it, Brian. Sounds like we need it.
Yeah, it's desperately needed.
Sounds like it's also a state function.
Well, but it's not gonna be just state, it's gonna be
It's countywide.
here, it could be over at the clerks, it could be,
Well, we're usually too easy on Brian, so I was just giving him hell.
And I appreciate that.
Merry Christmas.
Short week. All right, so you can go on.
Thank you.
We're getting charged by the hour here, BKD.
Yes,
We better get on with it.
yeah, like, somebody gets something shiny out. Okay. So are you okay, Jeff, with approving all the internal?
I think so. Are we gonna go through all of them first, or are we stopping now and?
Well, no, we'll
waiting on
go,
the schools
we can
and-
come back to that.
So wait on the schools and go ahead and do the internal ones? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why don't we get it, or you wanna go all the way through down to the bottom and,
Box next.
yeah, we'll go through, all of them, we'll come back to internal then.
Sounds good.
How's that?
So E4062, that is some Chromebooks for some patients for telehealth. This was a request from a healthcare entity. They had already purchased these Chromebooks and they've already been dispersed out to these patients that did not have the right technology to do telehealth. So they purchased, I think this is only for 30 of them. I believe they purchased over 100. So this is just for a portion of those that were in Cole County. Moving on to the not-for-profits. Again, those first two, I'm still waiting on some information from. F3876, this is for the Salvation Army, a similar assistant program. I did get the application and their process for how they are determining the COVID related impact, and they do have a little section on their applications that have specifically asked for how they've been affected by COVID and things like that. So we are good with that one. And then on F04024, the Home Builders Association of Central Missouri asked for some conference room equipment so that they could host virtual trainings and virtual meetings. I think that's all I had to present today. We did have a couple more in the small businesses, but I am still waiting on information from that. So that's all I was going to present. Do you have any questions, any concerns? Oh, I will say on Salvation Army, when you approved the United Way application, 15,000 of that did go to Salvation Army before, so I wanted to make you aware of that Salvation has technically already received around $15,000 from these CRF monies.
But they still qualify though.
Yes, absolutely.
But would we do better than to give them just 10,000 since they've, 25,000 was our max? And if they've received 15, that would only leave 10,000 that they'd still be eligible for, right?
But you kind of opened it back up in phase 4, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to you guys whether or not you would want to do the full funding. I'm sure they have the need for it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do too. but-
Do you wanna wait till the November 30th deadline on this too then?
Yeah, why don't we just do the internal?
Okay, cause that's kinda why you were waiting on the schools, and I agree with that too.
Yeah, I think
And municipalities.
there could be others requesting, and
Okay.
it's just.
I just had a couple questions. So for cities, there's $300,000 remaining for all the schools. There's $300,000 remaining. And then for medical and healthcare, there's $300,000 remaining. Is that correct?
Yeah, we updated that allocation so that it would be 300,000, 300,000 for each of those. And then we kind of used the unallocated section so that to pay for any nonprofit and small businesses left that were applying for funding. And then in the internal need, we left that all in unallocated. The 1119 funding that you approved went against that 2.5 million that you guys had approved last week. So I went ahead and used that 57,000 for some EMS items for that. So that's kind of where we're getting to the 300, 300, 300 for each of those items. And then 100,000 kind of to pay for those other entities that still might apply. And I will also say that within your allocations up top, the subtotal items, there are possibly some in there that you approved that aren't going to be funded. Either we haven't gotten the subrecipient agreement back, they might have said, hey, we're not going to end up needing this money, or we're not going to take this money. So we're going to have to go through and see in these what was approved versus what actually is going to get funded. So I expect there'll be some money in there that'll come back that we could put into that unallocated for the small business and not-for-profits or into the internal needs too. So that's kind of where we're at with the allocation right now.
I think our goal, wasn't it, Teresa, is that after the 30th, then we'll kind of have a final accounting of where we stand, which would allow then the county to determine any internal additional spending they wanted to do.
Yeah, that's correct. After we get those final kind of ideas of where the money is gonna go as far as what you're gonna approve. I would expect, because we're gonna cut it off in November 30, I'm expecting we'll have applications that day, so we'll probably have to wait till Thursday before I can bring everything forward. And at that point, I think I should have a good idea of which applications will probably not be funded that were approved before, so we can kind of make a good determination estimate there as well.
Yeah, because the not-for-profits and small business, we're gonna have a good balance, I think, left on them. Unless you get a lot of applications here.
Right,
Yeah.
which, I mean, is possible. We do seem to see an influx there at the last day kind of thing. So that last day will be a Monday, so people coming in might try and get one in real quick before the deadline. So we will see. But yeah, if you prove the 25 today, then you'll have about 75 left. And really, I'm not sure that the F-191 that's got the 24,359, they haven't provided enough for that payroll, but that's specifically COVID, so I would only expect a small amount of that to be approvable. So
Okay. I'd like to kind of wait on schools.
there we go. Sorry about that. I think my internet cut out real quick. So really, out of the request amount, I would only expect maybe 25,000 or so that actually is what you have right now in that not-for-profit, somewhere in that range. After, if you do approve that Salvation Army, after that application, that would probably be something that we actually will bring forward for approval.
You want to do the not-for-profits today, Jeff, too, with, and Chris, with our internal?
I'd just wait. That's
Okay.
where I was leaning,
Okay.
because if we still
Trish, I
have,
was just, one other question, the Chromebooks that are listed, in the schools,
Yep.
do you have an idea what kind of numbers of Chromebooks are we talking about up there?
They didn't give me an exact number. They said it would be enough to provide every child with a Chromebook. So I believe with that one, what they were doing, let me pull up that application so I can speak, because the other one had Chromebooks in it too. So let me pull up that application real quick.
I mean,
So, yeah, so
$44,000. It's a lot.
Yeah, what they said in their application was, at this time, we do not have enough Chromebook for each student to have their own. We wish to purchase enough new Chromebooks to offer each individual student and teacher an updated Chromebook for one-to-one usage in grades 5 through 12. Our current Chromebooks are outdated and no longer supported. Our current Chromebooks will be moved to the elementary student usage. They have already purchased 100 Chromebooks with CARES funding, but they didn't give an exact number for how many this would purchase for them. I can go back and ask them if you would like me to, though.
Yeah, I just know from previous experience, I mean, $250, I mean, it's probably about what a Chromebook costs, so. You're gonna get, I don't know what a cart costs, I'm sure a cart's probably $5,000, but.
Yeah, so quick math, that'd be around 50 to 60 Chromebooks.
A lot more than that, be a couple hundred probably.
For 15,000?
Oh, for 15,000, no, yeah, but
Yeah.
for the 44,000, above.
Oh, for that one, let me see if they did say how many those Chromebooks were. Oops.
I guess 150 or somewhere in So,
Yeah,
just curious. Thank you.
no problem.
Yeah, I'm good with the internal, and if you guys want to do the Salvation Army, I'm good with that, or we can wait.
I would say, I would kind of push you to do the Salvation Army, that way they can start paying out that money, and get it back to us as quick as they can. So I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I would push for that one to get approved today if you're planning on approving it.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if we were getting low on money for the not-for-profits, but, so, yeah, I'd be fine with moving forward with the Salvation Army as well.
Do you want to do the 25 for them?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I just threw out there the 10,000 just because, but,
yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate argument. If we had more people applying, then
yeah.
check out
So-
more. I don't care if y'all just want to get that done.
Yeah.
You might as well do the other one for the HBA too, if you're gonna do it at the same time.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that too.
If that's what your reasoning is, that it's not gonna be short on funding.
No, we're
so
not, I don't think we'll,
I will abstain from that one though. so
yeah, that's fine.
That'll be up to you all.
Why?
Oh, maybe on that board. That's gonna help the Habitat for Humanity too. It's in the same building there, so.
Okay.
All right, so we wanna do the internals first?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can we do them all as a group then? Or do we need to do each one of them individually?
Well, we have done each one individually up till now, so.
Make a motion, we approve D-05-03.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-03-14.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-03-15.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-04-04.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-04-05.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Just wait for somebody to say bingo. Make a motion, we approve D-10-07.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-10-08.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-04064.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we approve D-04068.
You want to
Second.
adjust the amount for that one?
456098.
Yeah.
I'll amend my motion to be the.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the United Way then, make a motion to approve F-03876 for the 25,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion.
Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, make a motion, we approve F-04024 for 2,946.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. Okay.
All right, ladies, do you have anything else?
No, I think we're making good progress, and appreciate everyone's efforts, and hope you have a great holiday.
You too.
You too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take
Thanksgiving.
care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.
Okay, do we have any signing of sub-recipient agreements?
Yes, you have two of them.
Well, we got this transfer for Springer Center for professional services and equipment service contract. So due to COVID-19, we've had an increase in emergency hearings and meetings, increasing our attorney billing, and increase in equipment service costs have caused us to run short of funds there as well. So, did we put this in for CARES?
I'm sure he never talked to me about it, so no.
It seems like that would be.
It needs, yeah,
Something that would definitely qualify for that.
I can call Michael and tell him to go and apply if that's an approval to.
I think we should.
yeah, I think we should too, I think.
So-
Good catch, Jeff.
Uh-huh. So.
Okay, I'll tell them to submit an application.
In the meantime, he's gotta pay those bills, so do we need to do the transfer, or do we need to pay them bills and then,
Well, we have to do the transfer in order for them to actually enter the bills, so.
so go ahead and do the transfer, and then we'll get reimbursed later on, is what you're saying?
Yep, we hope so, yep.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
I'll put a sticky on there about the CARES.
Okay. Approval of CARES Act, signing of subrecipient agreement. There is $25,000 for the Jefferson City Area Community Services doing business as Common Grounds Community Building. And we had approved it already.
Okay, you making a motion?
Make a motion, we sign the subrecipient agreement with the Jefferson City Area Community Services doing business as Common Grounds Community Building for $25,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, then we have Community Health Center of Central Missouri, amount award $328,893, which I'm assuming is the mobile. We have approved it already. I move that we approve signing the subrecipient agreement for Community Health Center of Central Missouri for $328,893.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Okay. Sheriff's Department video server discussion.
I'm gonna just add one thing in there before,
Oh.
this is still on CARES, sorry.
Yes.
And we still have an open application I haven't submitted yet because you guys didn't give approval to do that. That is the Recorder of Deeds. So do you want to submit this to CARES? She presented it last week.
I'm still fine with presenting it. I think that you had a no and a maybe or something in
Yeah,
there before.
let her present it and then we'll still discuss it.
So go ahead and put the application into CARES.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell her to do that. I'm sorry, John.
I don't want to talk about it. No, all right, so, we had an issue with our video server, and I'll turn it over to Brian. We were all wondering how I was gonna do that.
I guessed it. So the sheriff's office, they have two main video servers, and we call them Video Server 1 and Video Server 2. Video Server 2 is at 4 years old, and we had a multiple hard drive failure on it. We were able to get the system back up and running based upon the system architecture, but we were at the point where we were looking at replacing it just due to the age and things like that. But we had also purchased, this year we purchased a new platform. So instead of buying new servers and redundant servers and things like that, we're actually able to leverage what we purchased, but we just need to add the storage. And the storage is...
Oh, about $6,000.
So I would ask that that be approved, and we did that. We need to do that like on an emergency basis, because what I did to get it up and running for now, I bought some used drives and for their old server just to get them back online. And those servers house like, you know, body camera footage and stuff like that. So they're pretty important.
Yeah, my understanding is you saved us a few $1,000s, so,
Nobody does it by themselves, sir.
yeah. So I'm,
How old is that video server 1?
It's 5 years old.
So we're gonna have the same problem with it real soon?
Hopefully, we're going to use their existing platform to, you know, to not get too technical. Basically, we're going to use their existing new platform and just add storage to it to house both servers.
So this fix may take care of both of them?
No, this will just take care of the one, and then we'll take a look at the first one to make sure.
So we may need 6,000 for it next year too.
6,000 will be getting off easy for that.
yeah, because it wasn't it $40-some thousand
Yeah.
we were,
40 would have been.
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
did-
you're looking
so-
at basically, instead of replacing hardware server platforms, you're looking at just adding storage, and so it's much less expensive to do that. So I try to do that whenever I can, so.
I can reallocate some of my capital improvements money from this year, so I don't even need to pull from contingency on this.
That's what my question was gonna be, is where the money was coming from.
Yeah,
So
I
I
figured
think
you
we
always
talked
ask
about
that.
it, and
Yeah.
I
So
knew we had to do it,
yeah,
unfortunately,
so
so.
the money's there for me to be able to reallocate on one of the projects that I have on capital improvements.
So then the 40,000, is that gonna be next year,
Hope not.
maybe?
Maybe.
Or it could be 4 years from now, just,
No, not 4 years.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not
I'll
much.
do what I can, trust me.
Yeah, I know you do,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I appreciate it, yeah, I really do, because,
Oh, John keeps breaking things and you keep saving, that's just what I see.
It's a team effort. One of us has to break it and be able to fix them.
Let's all just remember this at budget
To
time.
make him look bad.
All right, so do we need any action today for that, or just you're letting us know that that's where you're gonna have a transfer or something?
Yeah, yeah.
We do need action, because it's gonna be an emergency purchase.
Yeah. I need to get those on order so we can get them in.
So you have something specific for us to do the emergency purchase of, or just?
I didn't bring the quote over with me. I have issues, man, let me know.
Can you get one to her?
I can get
And
one.
them?
So is it 6,000 even? Is
I'll
that,
tell you in just a second.
okay,
Or email it.
so we can get specific approval of that.
Too.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Let me just go pull mine up.
So we can approve the purchase of it and then sign the contract or whatever.
So there's,
It's cooperative procurement, so there's no bid necessary or anything like that, so.
so you have one for 6,000.
Well, we really don't have to do emergency.
Or 900.
That's the services, so together it's 69, something or other.
I'm sorry?
$6,900.
$6,903.48.
$6,903.48,
Yes, sir.
and it's cooperative. Procurement. Or do we have to have name where it's coming from, or what do we got?
I think actually it's the state contract. It's from Huber and Associates. I need, pull up that document back.
Oh, I'm sending them to everybody.
Oh, gosh.
So everyone's getting that email from him.
So it's off a NASPO contract, IBM, MN, WNC, 116 local government and education contract.
Say, I was gonna say that. I remember,
Well, you gotta give me a little bit.
all of you should have got the email.
Chris, do you have any questions?
No.
So when you get the email, there's actually two quotes. There's one for the purchase of the space, and the other one is for the work to do it.
Correct.
One's 6,000, the other one's 900 something.
So we got $900, and then we got the $6,348.
Yes, sir.
And I just need a motion to approve it, emergency purchase for the $6,903.48 off of state contract. Or do we need to word that different?
That's from Huber and Associates, but it's off of state. They're a contractor for the state, or subcontractor off that contract.
Okay. Make a motion, we approve the emergency purchase from Huber and Associates for the $6,903.48.
Second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Approval of change order number 1 for 2020-27 courtroom remodel.
We need to table that for this week.
Okay. we will do that. Discussion of county, city COVID advisory. I put that on. We had done an advisory in conjunction with the city, and then the governor did his press conference, and it's still an advisory. But what it's been suggested is we just do a new advisory and adopt the state's advisory as our own, and the city will do the same. And it's just cleaner, and again, it's just an advisory. It's not a mandate. It's not an order or anything like that. So it's
I don't care if we adopt it, I think it doesn't make it any cleaner, other thing, it
No.
makes it more confusing, because now they're wondering, well, you've got a county one out there and a state one, if it's state, it's already statewide, it covers us, so. But if it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, then I'm
I think I sent it to
fine
you.
with it.
Sign. I'm
Well,
gonna get them to sign it, give it back.
I think it's just probably cleaner if Jefferson City and Cole County are adopting the state's advisory, and that way if somebody says anything, say, well, go talk to Governor Parson. I don't know, but Chris, you got any?
I'm good supporting it, but I don't think we need to adopt his advisory and put another advisory out. I think our advisory basically says the same thing.
Would you like to just attach it to the health department's website, or is it already?
I don't think it is, probably.
It's up to you. We could do that.
I support the message, but I think our advisory does the exact same thing. For anybody that reads them.
That's kind of where I'm at with them. I'm not gonna sit here and argue about it, but it's already out there, it's a state advisory. So if we're gonna do something different, then we can do something different. Otherwise, I think it makes it more confusing putting it out there, so.
Well, what the
Get this-
governor said was, Missouri is a diverse state with diverse communities. A core principle of Missouri government is that we embrace local level decision-making tailored to each community's unique needs. So he's kind of putting it back on local communities can establish higher, more stringent standards above the state public health advisory baseline, which we're not going to do, but so I mean we can say we support it.
So the health department's site has the Cole County and City of Jefferson COVID-19 advisory from November 12th. There's a state of Missouri information link. Let's see where it goes. That's the recovery plan. So I think we make a link to what the state advisory is.
Do you want to add something to ours? And it says we support the state's they're calling it State of Missouri Public Health Warning. But then he's got all the different advisories, personal behavior advisory, business advisory, travel advisory, then you get down to the local government advisory. And then you've got different categories depending on what risk factor we're in, so.
I mean, I think for me, the big takeaway from what the governor said is that we're in the extreme category, and so, I mean, I think that's good information for people to know. But I'm kind of like Jeff, and I see a squirrel, and so you got my attention for about 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds, I quit reading, so.
So this thing that you gave us, I mean, it's on the DHSS website.
Yeah.
So we can do a link.
Well, do we want to say we support the state of Missouri Health Advisory, or so they can reference that?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine supporting it. I just think if we put out our own advisory, it gets confusing. Unless it's something different. And then it can get even more confusing. So.
Do we just want to add to our advisory then, a sentence saying we support the state public health advisory, was it November 19th, 2020?
The state of Missouri Public Health Warning. And the
Yeah,
PDF is on their site, so you can
Yeah.
just do a link to it.
so we can just say we support it, and then they can go to the link.
Yeah, I think it's important for the papers and the media to let everyone know that we're in the extreme category. So hopefully they take it a little more serious.
So we just want to say we support.
Yeah, I'm good with saying that we support the governor's
It's a,
health warning or whatever it's called.
yeah. State of Missouri Public Health Warning issued on November 19th, 2020.
Get a copy of that, and then I'll ask Melissa to put
Yeah.
that out there.
Yeah,
Let me send you the link.
Sure.
here's a,
She probably.
I had printed some off. Do we need to make a motion then, or?
I mean, yeah, if you guys want, because you're gonna support it, it'd be nice to have it on there in the minutes somewhere.
Okay, I make a motion, we show our support for the state of Missouri's public health warning issued on November 19th, 2020.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Okay,
They say we support the state of Missouri's public health warning.
yes,
Okay, I'll email this to you too, and you can look over, and if you wanna word it different, let me know. And then I'll put the link on there too, and then we can,
yeah, so if they go
Once we
onto
get
our
it, read all
website,
of
they
it.
can just pull up the state of Missouri's then.
Yep. I'll get Melissa, she's pretty good at that.
Yep, she is.
the wording, how everybody wants it.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Okay. Build out approval of EMS quarters at fire stations.
I think you change that to something different. Do we
Huh?
didn't have the,
I know there, that's, yeah,
Prices
that
and
was the
stuff,
one,
right.
okay.
Matt said they hadn't worked.
Yeah,
it out
okay.
yet.
Approval of MEM for the county workers' comp insurance for 2021.
Okay, I sent you guys an email. This would be the second year renewal of the bid that we did. This is for the county's overall workers' comp for 2021. I'm recommending we stay with MEM, which is Missouri Employers Mutual, for the year 2021. Our mod did go down, but again, it's based on our payroll, and it will fluctuate after the audit's done. So I'm just asking for a letter to be signed saying that we wish to continue coverage with MEM.
Debbie, what was our mod and what did it go to?
Okay. It was,
went way down,
yeah,
Mhm.
it did.
0.99 to 0.84 looks like. Oh, 9.5 in 2020, and then for 21, we're back at 0.84.
Yep, it was 99, 85, and now 84. We had a couple big years that dropped off of the 3-year look-back window, so we're heading in the right direction. Obviously, our payroll keeps going up, so in turn, our cost does not actually go down. And it depends, you know, it's based on overtime. Some years we have good overtime, some years we have bad, you know what I mean?
Okay, so it's pretty minor drop.
Yes, and, yeah. And they're very easy to work with, and when we bid it the last time, we actually only had one other vendor, so I'm not thinking that's where we need to go right now.
This is the second year,
Yes,
first renewal of the 5-year
yeah.
bid, the way we did it, so. Yeah, you emailed all that information.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
very helpful, thank you.
I'm good.
Good, Chris?
Yeah,
So make a motion, we renew the workers' comp insurance with MEM.
Yep.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, application for CARES money for IS. Oh, great one.
So I have a couple of things I wanted to bring before you this morning. The first thing is everybody's been talking about Cisco Webex for the video conference centers that we're looking at to do through CARES. And so I provided Debbie and the CARES people the documentation for things we need to purchase, but we also, we were waiting on our Webex, Cisco Webex licensing. And I got a quote for 10 users. It is a 12-month contract, and it is $14,105 annually. And that's a cost of $141.50 per license per month. So I would ask that I could submit that, get that submitted through CARES. It looks like, it's looking like we might get 1 month's reimbursement based upon what I'm hearing, so the rest of that would have to be budgeted.
Explain to me what WebEx is. Is it like Zoom?
Yeah, so it's a video conference software is what it is. It's pretty much what you guys use right now for CARES. It's
Yeah.
just that that's initiated by so what you said previously was correct. When you're not the host, you know, I think a lot of people can join, but in order for you to be able to host a meeting, you have to have a license. And so what I figured was for 10 licenses, they're called 10 named users, we could, you could do that like different ways. We could have like a common email, or we could have by department and things like that, so. But I figured 10 licenses is probably the appropriate amount. And I could do that for Public Works, for the Health Department, for pretty much any of the county departments.
Can you use the same one at the same time? So if Public Works wanted to have a meeting and then we wanted to have a meeting here, couldn't we just do it on a common license?
No,
But at the same time, you'd only be able to do one.
right,
So that's where we need at least more than one,
correct,
and 10's just a magic number
right,
at
yeah.
this point.
Yeah, I was just, I was kind of going by how many departments we had, and since it is a named user, each department would have to have like, that login for their own seat. And that way you could have multiple meetings going on at the same time because you have multiple licenses.
I'm
Yeah.
fine submitting it to see if it's covered. We can decide then where we want to go from it,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I was
It's gonna
thinking
go
like
into
Jeff,
next year.
why we couldn't just have one and everybody could use it, but
Mhm.
that'd be, yeah,
But I mean, I see this going, even after the COVID stuff's over, that there's
Correct.
gonna be a lot of people that'll be able to access meetings. And
Yeah, I think the
you
way.
can be at Public Works, not have to drive all the way here for the meeting.
Yeah,
Watch sausage get made, and then you can just jump in on the meeting.
Yeah, I think this is part of that new normal.
yeah, I think
I
so.
really do. So,
By the way, we're taking your office away from you too, since you don't need it.
We spent
Okay.
all that money, it's pretty nice, huh?
You guys
Still
are-
hasn't had a grand opening.
I'd
After
like to be down
COVID,
there more and set up here, huh?
after COVID.
No, I'd say run it through. I'm good with running it through, and we can decide then, so.
okay.
I'm too.
And then the second thing is so we've gotten a quote together and ran it through CARES as far as like the video conference equipment for the commission chamber, but I've been approached by the health department to do the same thing out there. So I need to submit a CARES application for that as well. And I was wanting to know is that, so pretty much you're just gonna duplicate what we're doing for the commission chamber, only except we're gonna do it out the health department. And once again, this is where these Cisco Webex licenses will, come in handy, so.
I think they're set up pretty good for that out there too, and we could use it for other
Mm-hmm.
Right,
meetings. It wouldn't just have to be a health department. If we'd had something, for some kind of board meeting or whatever, if somebody needed to use it, or even Public Works to use it.
right. Well, I mean, I'm not as up to speed as everybody else is on the COVID, but the video conferences, I think, will be maintained for months after the end of the year. So, and I know the health department is a pretty big user of that type of software. So I would say that we need to put this in and get it processed, so.
Right, I'll send you the application that you can fill out, and then you submit those forms with it
Right,
to this CARES email, and then we'll,
Are we
if
doing
you
that
guys
over
approve
there?
it.
I'm sorry.
Are we doing that over there, the law enforcement center?
I've kind of been letting the sheriff, I give the sheriff all that information too, so he's kind of been handling all of that.
Or
So
is that through that other emergency services
I-
part?
You'd have to ask him. I really honestly don't know what he's thinking.
Oh, he'll come walk around the corner here in a second now we start talking about him. I was trying not to mention any names. I was pointing.
So the EOC that we were talking about, could he use that kind of the same as,
He could.
okay,
Yeah, he could.
okay.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking that his might have been included in the EOC stuff,
Yeah,
because there was for 14.
I think we were too, actually.
Yeah, I'm fine running it through. Is that all you need then?
yep,
Okay. Yep.
okay.
Thank you.
Good.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else?
So I emailed about moving the date for
Yeah,
the resolution for the sales tax extension,
I moved
sales
it.
tax renewal, so you guys are all right with December 7th? And I'll let the campaign committee know that they want to be here. Look at it, told you.
are they,
The EOC money for the WebEx things, did that include yours over there?
Yes.
Okay, because we were just talking about doing one at Public Health and running it through BKD and,
Health department, it's part of the health department too. Health is on there. For virtual EOC,
so Brian was up here talking about putting up for WebEx and setting all that up, so is that the same thing?
yes, that's what gave me the idea.
So then would it be the same thing for us?
Yes. It's the same product. Matter of fact, I used his bid. So,
That's why these people are coming to you.
what's that?
That's why I said they need to come in here and talk to you. Or Grant.
So this includes the Cole County Commission, the sheriff, ESB, which is EMS too, Health Department, County Public Works, City Council, JC Fire, JCPD, the EOC, Osage Fire, Regional West, Cole County Fire Protection District, and Russellville Loman Fire Protection District.
Okay.
Now, the EOC is probably not gonna get it, because, you know, we're in the process of coming to that project, and then we're probably ready to bring that to you, probably on Tuesday. And the company, it's a turn switch company, and they're thinking they're not gonna need this system. The system that they're gonna put in there will be able to entertain WebEx. And that's why, when I had that conversation, that's why the WebEx isn't as an integral part of the virtual EOC, for the simple reason, it depends on who is hosting. So if we open the EOC and they have WebEx, they can be a host and invite as many people as they want. You don't need WebEx to log in. So you guys technically wouldn't need WebEx, nor would I. And like now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna have to go to each entity and find out what they want to participate in, because there's no way we're gonna spend all this money. Because some people are gonna turn some of it down. So like, for instance, I won't get the WebEx through this. I already have it. So there'll be certain people, so when we go through this, there'll be a little bit of money that will come back. But until you guys approve the CARES money, I wasn't about to, because this came up in a Chiefs meeting, I wasn't about to approach everyone and say, tell me what you want, what you don't want, because then we'd be there forever. So it's a package. We're going to submit it now that you've approved it. We're going to submit it to all of them, say which part of this do you want or not want. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of them didn't want it because they're already capable of doing it. And the other thing is, when you approved it, it's already approved, so no backsies. But the TVs that we're talking about, since we're talking about going into December, I assume the way you're going to want to do this is that we buy all the TVs and then go give them to people. And whenever we go into, I say we, I mean Debbie, when she goes into Best Buy and says, I need 13 70-inch televisions, I put up to 800 because at that time I just listed out how much money it was going to be for a 70-inch TV. And right now I saw that there was a 70-inch TV on Best Buy for $456. So as long as it's compatible with this system, which we'll have to find out, and we order them all together, so we may save some money on that once we order them in bulk.
So we don't have Debbie going in there on Black Friday and grabbing all of them?
I think she needs to be there at 2 in the morning. Hey, we're gonna pay it. So.
70-inch, huh?
That's right.
So we can
Your
watch
salary,
Super Bowl? Oh,
Technically,
I didn't
you
say
probably
that.
will be able to, but
Yeah.
yeah, Brian is the reason why I came up with this idea. So again, great job, Brian. Way to go, babe.
So then, Brian, what we were,
Health department's included in his EOC
Yes.
one.
so we don't need this thing you were just talking about adding?
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, so,
Maybe
and he and I talked about this once, apparently you don't remember because I see this look of astonishment on his face, but, so,
Please tell me what I don't remember.
so what you just approved is a small package. Now, we approved up to, I think it's up to $800 for installation, is what I think that says. So if it's more than $800, it's gonna come out of the individual's pocket. If it's less than, you gotta give it back, but you can show a receipt. So it's gonna be $1,200 for this facility, right? And so a lot of this will be covered by CARES, but there's still gonna be some of it that's gonna have to come out of GR. And they've already got WebEx here, correct?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, well, you need to buy WebEx. So, but yeah, it's all gonna be a good thing.
Trust you, right?
Trust me, I'm a
Yeah.
cop, you can trust me.
Well, I guess it's all internal, so Brian won't buy us any more than we need, right?
Right.
Sorry about that, I thought you knew about all
Well, should
this.
Brian go on Black Friday and buy the
We did
TVs?
talk, but we've talked about a lot of stuff, so I apologize if that got you off guard, brother.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Anything else for me, or I'm gonna go?
told you he'd be back, he's listening to it.
Well, I was over at the courthouse, and that turned out to be a very interesting meeting, so I came back through here, so they didn't know which way I came back.
Okay.
All right,
Anything else?
so we were talking about the sales tax renewal agenda item, so we're good with December
8th, I think.
8th.
8th.
Okay, I'll let them know that that's when we're gonna plan to do it. Basically, they just want us to get the wording and approval of it being put on the ballot so that they can start campaigning and collecting money for it to citizens for Proposition A. We're gonna stay with Proposition A.
Okay, okay.
That,
Well, we had talked about it both ways, and,
well, we always call it Prop A, but it's gonna be the H,
yeah,
but it'll still be Prop A on the ballot.
yeah. That's fine, I'm fine.
You got that, Debbie?
I already moved it to the 8th, is that what you mean? You want the language, is that what you want?
Yeah, I thought you haven't sent out the,
Yeah.
yeah, she's,
It'd be Proposition A, which is the renewal of the,
It says
Sales
countywide
tax.
Proposition A, that's the way it read the last time, I'm not sure. I guess if we get it in first, before anybody else's other things on the election that time, then we get to call it what we want, otherwise, I don't know if the clerk changes it, if somebody already has that, you know what I mean?
You can go there and ask.
Yeah.
so you did,
Anybody do anything
and you
yet?
changed the date on that too, because I think the last time we did this, we had the wrong date on it too for the renewal in 2011 or whatever it was.
I think we did it in January, I think what I had seen, we did it like the first part of January, but,
We did do it then the last time, we just have to get it to the clerk by January 26th or something like that.
We can do it earlier.
Yes,
You can't do
yes.
it after the deadline to submit it to be on the ballot.
That's
yeah.
right.
2016, we had it in December, because I went and looked at our emails of when we had it, when we approved it, because they were doing the campaigning with it too, I thought.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
And we wanna get
it's
it on
fine, let's
there
do it,
early.
let's do it December 8th, and we're way ahead of the game.
And if you wanted something different than what I emailed to you, you just let me know, and we'll change the, Jill has reviewed the resolution.
Send it to me again.
Okay, I think you were on there.
I just want to look at it again.
Yep.
Okay,
You wanted to send it to?
No, I got the email, thank you.
anything else?
Oh, you mean you sent it this morning, Debbie?
Yesterday, I think?
Yes,
Oh.
okay.
I read it
Yeah,
this
you were
morning.
on there. They were, she made a change to the election information, to change that to April 5th or 2016 or whatever, so.
Okay. Chris, do you have anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Do you want me to scan all these forms so you can see them, so I can use your stamp or not? The stuff in the blue folders.
Well, you got some transfers and some,
Yep,
payrolls?
yes.
Yeah, if Sam and Jeff are good, I'm good.
Okay,
Okay.
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 Anything else, Jeffrey?
Nope, that's it.
Move we stand in recess till 4:30.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right. See you, Chris.
Great. See you guys.
All right, see ya.
Do you want, Kara, did you get that?
Okay, so is it, what time on Monday is the cutoff for applying? Is it like midnight?
Yeah.
So, what time?
All day.